Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Hello everyone, welcome back to this course on circular economy for sustainable buildings. So in the last class we had seen how eco-sensitive accessories such as lighting accessories and sensors, how all these can be used in multifamily residences. Today we will look at what all are the other gadgets which can actually help in resource conservation. So today we will look at air quality monitors, electronic air cleaners, fire safety systems, window ventilators, refrigerators, induction cooktops, cook stoves and cooktops, sink accessories and ovens, how these can also help in resource conservation. So now first let us look at air quality monitors. This is primarily aimed to enhance indoor air quality and ventilation, and because of this the quality of life becomes better as we get cleaner and healthier air. Now it's a well known fact that many of the cities, they are very polluted, because of which the air quality indoors is becoming worse. So this monitors are used to understand what is the indoor air quality content. So in order to control the indoor air quality, we should first know what are the pollutants. So what are the pollutants that are monitored? So PM 2.5, PM 10, PM 1.0, volatile organic compound, CO2, CO, etc. All these can be monitored. So these wall mounted indoor air quality monitors can be equipped with high end sensors, and they actually measure the critical air pollutants whatever you want to monitor. They could be any of this PM 2.5, 10, 1, TVOC, CO2, CO and so on. And thermal comfort factors can also be monitored, which could be temperature and humidity primarily. These are suitable for homes, commercial areas and industrial buildings. And with this what happens is we can get real time data, and this data can be stored in the cloud server, and we can retrieve this historical data even up to 2 years, because of which we can actually analyze and monitor the trend of air quality in that particular house or that room. Then what are air quality monitors? So these are highly responsive touch screen which have multiple color indicators and built-in Wi-Fi connectivity, and they can measure up to 6 different pollutants, allergens as well as parameters. So we can leverage a proprietary algorithm. By doing so, the touch display sensor will provide an indoor quality percentage reading, which can be a good measure of how well the human brain can work in the present environment, because our productivity is linked to the indoor air quality, and if the indoor air quality is not good, then the productivity will decrease, and therefore having monitors like this will help us to understand how productive that space can be. So it could measure CO2 levels, temperature, humidity, mold and the everyday pollutants from products around us. It indicates normally these parameters, which is particulate matter. So particulate matter can be 2.5 or even 1.0. Formaldehyde, see, it can be monitored even with understanding the levels through a phone. So, it can be linked to a phone, and here you can see how formaldehyde levels are monitored here, just like how you can sync your smartphone with the smart watch or something like that. So, this monitor can be synced with your mobile, and you will be able to get real time data of various things like particulate matter, formaldehyde, total volatile organic compound or TVOC, CO2 or carbon dioxide, humidity, and indoor air quality percentage that can affect our well-being, both physical and mental. So, like this you can monitor and understand how it varies throughout the day. So, you can place them in various areas of the rooms because these are wall mounted. For example, closer to the workspace is better, and then these can be connected. So, and then these can be connected to a data logger, and you can have it stored, the data of continuous measurement of say CO2 level or particulate matter, temperature, humidity in that room. Throughout the day you can measure and keep the repository, and then later on you analyze it, and probably if you are interested you can even correlate it with productivity. So, if the air is not good, what can be done? So, we can use a electronic air cleaner. So, electronic air cleaner or EAC is known as an electrostatic precipitator, or it is also called as an electrostatic air cleaner. This will use an electric charge to remove the impurities. The impurities could be solid particles or even liquid droplets found in the air. This functions by applying energy only to the particulate matter to be collected without actually impeding the airflow. So, there are say two-stage EACs which consists of two sections, a charging section and a collection section. So, there is a high voltage which is applied to ionizing wires to form a strong electric field between them. So, there are two sections, and in between this there is a strong electric field. So, electrons which are present in contaminated air like fine dust, smoke particles, pollens, mold spores, bacteria, etc., they are pushed at high velocity from a negatively charged electric field to a positively charged electric field. Along this whole way, they will collide with the contaminants, releasing more electrons, and the ionized particles are moved by the moving air into a strong electric field at the collectors and trapped at the charged collector plates. So, this is the collector, and in between this electric field is generated, because of which there is trapping of pollutants. So, this is the basic principle of how a electronic air cleaner can work. Next, we will look at the fire safety systems that can be applied to multifamily housing. So, as we say, being forewarned is forearmed, and there are a wide range of fire detection and fire alarm systems that can help us with being forearmed as well as forewarned. So, from the alarm control panels and fire detectors or smoke detectors to manual call points, these systems can give us uninterrupted fire protection. So, these alerts can spread faster than even fire to enable quick detection and evacuation every time this fire is detected. Then we have what is called as the fire suppression system. So, first is to detect and warn, second is to suppress. So, the cause of fire can be anything. So, it is important to actually identify the right kind of suppression system based on the fire, and there can be many types of fire suppression systems. So, we can look at a gas based fire suppression systems. So, these clean agent and cabinet fire suppression system can offer world class quality, and they can adhere to fire safety Indian classification and deliver reliable performance when actually there is a fire. Then the third one is emergency lighting system. So, for this, route lighting system is very important, because different variants of emergency lights will work, and both can be maintained or in non-maintained mode with different lux levels, viewing distance, IP ratings, etc. So, these route lighting systems are a different kind of a lighting system where it gets activated during an emergency, and people are able to be guided by the light to be safeguarded and safely taken out during fire emergency. So, now the primary goal is to make the citizens' life easy. So, they consistently innovate and provide dependable products and solutions, and this technology will integrate with the physical products with software and internet to provide high level of user experience. So, the technology solution for fire safety, gas leak, or detection and sensors, all these have various applications in residences, or you can even expand its use to commercial buildings, industries, defense, transportation, healthcare, etc. So, under this, first we can see a LPG or PNG gas leak detector. So, this can be mounted on a wall, and it is actually a low cost domestic application, and this can work even in commercial application, but it can easily warn you if there is a leakage in your gas. Then there is another one which is similar to this, but the output of detector will drive the control valve, and this control valve is fitted in the gas line. So, first this will detect, and next it will try to arrest or cut the gas supply in less than 1 second when there is gas leakage. And then you can set this value later on, whether you want it to be cut in 1 second or 5 seconds, that can be reset. So, first is to detect, second is to arrest or cut, and then we also have the conventional smoke detector. So, this product will consist of photoelectric smoke and heat detector. This detects the smoke by a couple of infrared diodes, and the principle of detecting is granule in the smoke which can reflect infrared light. So, based on the the light, we will be able to understand that there is some smoke that is getting generated. Then see, these are all sophisticated security systems. So, these systems can read inputs from 9 emergency conditions. So, a LCD display is situated in the front panel which will give an indication of various activities that is carried out. It can display the exact cause of the wired and wireless sensors to detect the alarm. So, they also have the ability to connect and detect conventional smoke or heat detectors. Any alarm or trouble conditions are reported in both audio and visual manner so that people can get alerted quickly. Say in a hotel room, there is no point of having a visual mode of alerting people at night because they will be sleeping. So, you need a heavy audio mode also. So, there are many types like this. You can have a hybrid intrusion alarm system, and then you can have a PSTN hybrid intrusion alarm system, a GSM hybrid alarm system, and so on. So, see, for example, the GSGA 200, it is used to provide anti-sleep alarm for security guard. So, generally at night the security guard, he could end up sleeping while on duty, and this is a very casual problem which is faced in so many. If you go to even ATMs, you will realize the guard could probably be sleeping. So, guard sleep alerts, they can also be used, and then if the guard does not acknowledge the call or the voice call, then the supervisor gets alerted that the guard is sleeping. So, there are many types of alarms or many types of detection systems. Some of this is used for fire, and one I have told you is an anti-sleep alarm. Then we will move on to window ventilators. So, window ventilator is actually a passive device which will ensure that there is natural flow of fresh air through the otherwise airtight window frames. So, a supply air unit will eliminate the need of opening the windows, ensuring a consistent flow of fresh air without creating drafts and letting in the noise from the street. So, how does this actually work? So, a trickle vent is actually a device that will allow fresh air to circulate naturally through the room and allow polluted air to move out. These are fitted to a window frame or sometimes between the glass and the frame. Those fitted to the frame are known as slot vents, and those between the glass and frame is called as glazed in vent. So, you have this kind of vent which will allow the air to move in and move out of the room. So, how does this work? We can have a airflow independent of wind pressure. So, this
volume maximum.
So, by means of a self-regulating flap in the ventilator that immediately reacts to wind pressure differences, the airflow remains constant also at high wind forces and draft is avoided. So, we can have a self-regulating flap which is sensitive to wind pressure differences. So, that can be the first one. Then second is an adjustable airflow by means of manually adjusted interior flap. So, the first is automatic and the second is the inhabitants will determine whether the level of airflow is required, that is in function of the occupancy of the room, whether we require that much wind flow or not, and based on that he will open the flap and allow the outside air to come in and vice versa. So, this is manual. And then there is third, which is incoming air deflected upwards for an optimal comfort. So, with a specific shape of this flap, incoming fresh air can be deflected on top upwards, ensuring an optimal spread of fresh air in the room and hence causes optimal comfort for the inhabitants. This is also manual. So, as and when you require breeze, you just open the small flap in the window and that vent in the window, which is actually a ventilator kind of a thing on top of the window, itself it will open and allow the fresh breeze to come in. So you can ensure that the indoor is not always doesn't give a misty smell because of rising pollutant levels and so on. Now, if you look at capacity wise ownership of refrigerators generally in urban households, you can find that 200 liters to 300 liters, nearly 41% of urban households own that. Next is less than 200 liters. 26% of urban households own refrigerators which are less than 200 liters, whereas more than 400 liters only 10% of urban households have. Between 300 liters to 400 liters, 23% of urban households have this kind of refrigerator. Now, if we look at BEE Energy Star rating, it is found that 30% of houses own 5-star rating, 4-star rating refrigerators. They are owned by 24% of urban households. Whereas, if you look at 2-star and 3-star, which is actually critical because they are not very energy efficient, you will find that nearly 31% of urban households have 2-star and 3-star BE energy rated refrigerators, whereas the most important thing is 15% we don't know what is the rating of their refrigerator. So, here we have two types of home refrigerators available in the market. First is direct cool refrigerator. So, these don't have a crisper ice making or frozen food storage compartment. They don't have it as a separate box. They are just a cabinet within the refrigerator. So, some refrigerators can have a fan to avoid internal condensation of water, but they are not claimed as frost free. So, formation of frost or ice in refrigerator will reduce the capacity of the refrigerator to cool. Therefore, these refrigerators have a manual defrosting and it has to be done periodically. If you see in these refrigerators, there is one button like this near the a box which contains the ice tray and things like that. So, you have to press this, which is actually used for defrosting. Then the second type is frost free refrigerator. So, these refrigerators normally have direct cooling system along with door cooling technology. So, these refrigerators will cool the stored food through continuous internal movement of air that will restrict the formation of frost and sticking of food items with each other. So, by retrofitting baseline refrigerator with the BEE labeled refrigerator, nearly 10 to 34% of electricity can be saved in refrigeration. For a comparison, if you look at a 1-star rated refrigerator, the energy consumption per year is 977 kilowatt hour. If it is not rated, then it is 1100 kilowatt hour, but we don't have to worry about non-rated and 1-star because they are now not used almost. If we look at 2-star refrigerators, they consume 782 kilowatt hours, and if we look at 3-star rated refrigerators, they consume 626 kilowatt hours. And if we look at 4-star rating, they consume 501 kilowatt hour. 5-star rated consumes only 400 kilowatt hour of electricity per year. This means that there is more than 50% difference between the 1-star and the 5-star. So, there is more than 50% savings when you use a 5-star refrigerator over a 4-star refrigerator. And here you can see The payback period. The payback period is it's 2.57 when it comes to a 5-star rated refrigerator. But I think we should look more from electricity savings rather than cost savings, because environmental repercussions of pollution or resource consumption is much higher than the economic cost, and therefore we should try to push our clients to go for a higher rated refrigerator, preferably 5-star rated refrigerator. Then let us look at induction cooktops. So by using an induction cooktop, we can channel almost 85 to 90% of the heat generated to cooking, and not for radiation, and there is no other waste. So this uses the electromagnetic induction mechanism to generate heat using electricity to create magnetic field that induces a current within pots and utensils, hence only indirectly utilizing the power. So induction cookers, they require compatible cookware to work with it. So these utensils, I mean, before at least they needed ferromagnetic, having some magnetic properties, material like iron and steel can only be used. Their advantage is that they are easy to clean and manage. They consume much less energy. They are highly environmental friendly. Heat wastage is minimum, and therefore the efficiency of the cooking is better. Also, the kitchens don't become that much warm. The kitchens are cooler. Their disadvantage is that they are expensive than regular cooktops. They require special cookware. The cookware has to be flat, that's all, not like some major thing has to happen. The cookware should not be like this, because what will happen is the contact point will be less. So the cookware has to be a flat bottom cookware. That is all is required, if you consider that as a limitation. And food that require open flame to be cooked cannot be cooked in this. So these are the small limitations, but they are good enough for us to cook boil water, milk, make tea, coffee, heat already pre-cooked food. For all that, they are fine to work with. Then we'll look at cook stoves and cooktops. So if we look at low smoke cook stoves in rural India, women in the global south cook predominantly over smoky wood burning fires. So this product will address a wide variety of social disempowerment and environmental harm associated with inefficient fuel usages. Under this, first we will see the gas stoves. So many prefer to use gas because it is easier to control the temperature. Also, they are very energy efficient, and there is one thing that gas stoves could become unhealthier than electric stoves, and this can add between 25 to 39% of nitrous and CO2 in the air of the house. The second is ceramic glass cooktops. So ceramic glass surfaces, they use halogen elements as heat source, making them the next best choice from an efficiency standpoint. So these can deliver heat instantly and respond quickly to changes in temperature setting, but they only work efficiently when there is good contact between the pan and the hot glass surface. So this can be more like a induction stove. And third is the electric coil. So standard electric coils have least energy efficiency. So if you choose an electric stove, the most efficiency or efficient model possible should be preferred, and it should be using electricity from a cleaner renewable source. Otherwise, electric coils are definitely not one of the best. So, the best is actually ceramic glass cooktops. Next is the glass stoves using fire. And the third is the electric coils. Also, you can start looking at BEE rated gas stoves. So, we can have a number of BEE rated gas stoves. Here I am showing some examples. Single burner charcoal stove. So, this has a sliding door to reduce charcoal consumption. This handles for easy transport and storage. It has high quality, easy to clean, durable finish. Then there is single burner wood stove. First is charcoal stove, second is wood stove. It has durable grate which reduces pollution and wood consumption. It has high quality, easy to clean and durable finish. It has removable top for easy maintenance. All of these can be portable and are a good option if you are trying to take any stoves outdoors for outdoor cooking, party, lawn or something like that, or a function. You can also have a double burner wood stove which can cook 2 dishes simultaneously. It can have a flexible pot support which fits multiple sizes of pots, and it has removable top for easy maintenance. And then you have double burner wood stove with chimney adapter. So, there is a chimney against indoor pollution, and this can be procured locally. This can cook 2 dishes simultaneously, has a flexible pot which rests completely with multiple sizes of pots on the stove. It has removable top for easy maintenance. And then you have institutional stove. So, this will fit a regular pot like a kadai or a frying pan or tawa. It uses only a quarter fuel and halves the cooking time. This is easy to carry indoors and outdoors. So, here I have given some example of cook stoves and cooktops in case you are not aware that BEE, Bureau of Energy Efficiency, also rates them, and this can be a very good alternative, especially in rural areas where they still use wood or charcoal as fuel for fire. And if they use that, then these are great options. These are also great options for urbanites who want to have a mobile kitchen for some purpose, maybe a picnic or a lawn or a celebration. Then let's look at sink accessories quickly. So, here we are looking at food disposer. So, what happens is when you put a lot of dishes in the sink, and then the waste like coriander leaf, tomatoes, waste rice, remaining rice from the plate, all of that can go and clog the sink. So, here what we can do is we can have high quality food waste disposer that you can easily install, and it will be under the kitchen sink. So, you will actually not see it. This disposer will grind the food waste into tiny particles which can be flushed down a standard kitchen drain into local wastewater treatment system or into a biodigester or a septic tank, and it has almost no risk of clogging. So, the water flow is quite good there. Then you can also have dual mode water savers. So, these almost all of this we have seen in greater detail, but then I thought we will again see that how they are applied in various buildings. So, you have dual mode water savers. So, these are fixed with dual mode aerators which will give mist and shower output. So, mist will save up to 95% water like this one, and the second one will save up to, shower mode will save up to 85% of water. So, the mist water aerator will convert normal water into fine mist. This mist tap water can save 98% water and give you 0.4 to 0.6 liters per minute of output. And then you have the shower type water savers, which will convert normal flow into streams of shower, saving 85% water and giving 2 to 3 liters per minute of water. And then one of the last gadgets for today we will see is the ovens. So, microwave ovens are very efficient for many purposes, for heating food, for cooking food evenly, for defrosting or thawing of meat. It can be used even for cooking some of the food and so on. But you should also be aware that they are energy consuming, and therefore we should start looking at microwave ovens which will be energy efficient. So, microwave energy efficiency will not vary that much, but generally a small microwave which is rated at say 600 to 800 watts is considered more energy efficient than a large one which is typically 850 to 1650 watts. Now, we will look at these four kind of, we will look at type 1, type 2, type 3 and type 4, which are more like a rated ovens. And if you actually see energy consumption per cycle, there is not great variation between BEE star 1 and 2. There isn't that much variation, but between 1 and 3 there is quite a bit of variation of energy consumption per cycle, whereas between B rated 3 and 4 there isn't so much difference in energy consumption. So, if we look at energy efficient cooking appliances overall holistically in comparison, we can see that the electric oven, when you use it for 1 hour, it consumes 2 kilowatt hour of energy. The convection type electric oven will consume 1.39 kilowatt hour, whereas electric frying pan will consume 0.9 kilowatt hour for 1 hour, and then the toaster oven, it consumes 0.95 kilowatt hour. And if you look at the microwave oven, for 15 minutes it will consume 0.36 kilowatt hour, and most of these timings means that more or less they require that much of time only to cook basic things, to warm or cook or function for their basic purpose. For example, a crock pot, electric crock pot means what? It means it's a electric crock pot is a slow cooker. So, what will it do? It cooks for 7 hours. It's used to make bone broth and things like that. That consumes 0.7 kilowatt hour. So, based on these understanding, you should be able to give a proper glimpse or orientation to your clients on which apparatus or appliance we should use to get the best output, maximum efficiency, minimum energy consumption, minimum effort, and that is what we call as resource conservation. So, with this I will stop today's class, and in the next class we will look at some other eco-sensitive accessories that can be used in multifamily residences. Until then, thank you.